not using my pronouns just because you don't want to or you think they're invalid.
I think that you're nuts. That's what I think.
This is going to be the definition of triggering. Today's video is 10 minutes of woke madness. These videos literally take me hundreds of hours of scrolling, reacting and editing. So please help the channel grow by liking the videos, subscribing and building a community by sharing your thoughts in the comments. I'm Joey, get comfy and let's watch.
Wokeness comes with a lot of side effects, one of which is the inability to use common sense. This biological woman, for example, transitioned to a man and now refuses to believe she's pregnant, even as her doctor insists to her that she is. As always, stick around to the end for the recap, this week's woke news and much, much more.
Well, I recently transitioned to being a guy, and I had a doctor's appointment recently. That doctor said I was pregnant. Doesn't make any sense because I'm obviously a guy. So I'm going to a second doctor now to get a second opinion, and I'll keep you guys updated.
Dylan, thank you. You are 6.
That's already like too much. That's like hurt my brain. Oh my god. I mean, I hope this is like a skit and she doesn't like actually think that. But she is like going to the doctor, so either she does believe it or she's just purposely wasting the doctor's time for a YouTube video or TikTok.
Weeks pregnant.
That's not possible. I'm a man.
Before you became Dylan, you must have been Tasha. And Tasha must have been having relations in order to become pregnant.
Well, she did, and then I became a man.
Well, now that you are a man, you're going to have to jump back in a position as a woman and become a mother.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm not going to be a mother, and I'm not pregnant. That doesn't make any sense. How can a man be pregnant?
Well,
reality doesn't work like that.
Things like that just don't go away. Like
Yeah.
I said, when you transition,
Reality.
that doesn't just go away.
How is a man pregnant? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, technically, you're not a man.
Yeah.
I am a man.
I'm sorry to inform you, you have woman body
Doctors must have
parts,
such
and
difficult
you can
jobs
give
now.
birth and you can.
How dare you? Where is your bedside manner?
I tried to have bedside manners, and I tried to tell you as
Yeah.
a doctor.
I mean,
that
she's
we
been
had
really
to go
blind
over
about
the
it,
charts,
though.
and the chart states that you are 6 weeks pregnant.
How would I look walking around as a pregnant man? Do you know the ridicule I would face?
Now I just hope this is satire, otherwise I truly feel sorry for whoever impregnated such a muppet. Not to mention that baby's definitely going to have an IQ of 50 if it's lucky. But sticking on the theme of people without common sense,
That's gonna be a joke.
here's a
There's,
very
like,
long and
she's
very
gonna be doing that for
nonsensical
views.
monologue as to why baristas should make as much as doctors.
Saying if
Barista?
baristas should make as
Yeah, but
much
they'll
money
make coffees.
as doctors is just a more polite way of asking if baristas should have the same quality of life as physicians, as doctors. Because framing it to make it just about money is nicer than just openly admitting that some people should have better lifestyles than others, simply because their job is X. And before you say it, like, yeah, I know that we need incentives for
Yeah, but
people to do
doctors
certain jobs,
train for, like,
especially with healthcare
what,
where it's
7
literally
years or
life
something,
and
or
death.
more?
I would hope that the incentive for people to go into those fields is not because of
How
the
long did
pay.
the
I would
barista,
hope that the pay
train
is
for?
just kind of seen as a bonus and that this is truly their passion, considering that they're going to have their patients' lives in their hands. And when I break down why people say that we need those incentives for specifically a field like a doctor, a lot of people fall back on, well, it's so much school, well, it's so much time. Okay, then the incentives should reflect that. We should give them alternative schedules. We should give them free school. We should give people UBI so that they don't have to worry about that as they go through said school. Making upper education free, do you know how many more people would be able to actually follow through with their interest in medicine if it weren't for the cost? But yeah, I don't think that baristas should have an inherently worse quality of life simply because they are baristas and not
I mean, if you want
doctors.
to put yourself into that as well, like
Now this shouldn't require any debate, but I'll make
tens
it
of
simple
thousands
for
of
her.
pounds to
Most people can make their
well,
coffee at
might be
home
like
but can't
100,000 to
operate
be a
on their
doctor.
own internal organs
And
at home.
that's-
Doctors should make significantly more than baristas. But sadly, logic just doesn't connect with some people. Like this fella who insists that it/its pronouns are most suitable for her. Or this biological male who thinks straight people need to stop whining about trans people in the bathroom. Let's listen to what they have to say.
For some reason, you can't use neopronouns to refer to me, and you need a word that you already know how it fits into the English language. You may refer to me as it, its. They,
Yes.
them makes me super dysphoric. It's is cool. Non-noun neopronouns are still my preferred, especially the ones that keep the E sound, like E or Z or V. But
No
if you
idea
need a
what they are.
pronoun, like while you're learning those, or if for some reason neopronouns are inaccessible to you, then it is. Of course, if you're not using my pronouns just because you don't want to or you think they're invalid,
I think that you're nuts. That's what I think.
See, here's the issue with that.
Why is everyone else
Trans
going to
women
let
are
learn
women.
something?
That's the issue. Now, you can
To suit
choose to
them.
not be okay with that. Yeah, that's your choice. But then you know what you can do? Not use public facilities. Wait till you get home. Only use single stall restrooms. The things that you tell us to do, you can do that then, if it bothers you so much. To possibly be in the bathroom with a trans person who's in a stall with a closed door, if that bothers you that much, then wait till you get home.
No. No, I don't think I will.
Yeah, I don't think adults should.
And most people typically
Change,
don't take
uh,
advice from
the
mentally
habit
ill
because
folks.
of-
So
yeah.
good luck convincing straight
And
people
there's
to
kids in
participate
bathrooms
in
as
your
well.
delusion. Meanwhile, the Oompa Loompa who expects us to learn all these useless pronouns really needs to think again. If you ask me, she isn't just stupid, she's attention-seeking to the max. And if you think the next generation is safe from losing their minds, think again. Watch as this teacher reads out her new version of the Pledge of Allegiance.
All right, I pledge my heart. To the rainbow. The not so typical gay camp. One camp. Full of pride. Indivisible. With affirmation and equal rights for all. Watch your heads.
Now, if you've ever wondered what woke indoctrination looks like, look no further. Why any grown adult, gay or not, needs to explain their sexual orientation
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, what someone's sexual orientation and what their pronouns are has got nothing to do with anyone else. No one cares. Like, everyone else is just living their own life. No one else wants to learn extra things to suit you and treat you like the way you want to be treated, because every like trans person has got like a different way that they expect to be treated. And like with like what pronouns they are, so I've got to learn pronouns for every person. And if they're a stranger, how are you even meant to know anyway? Like, just doesn't make any sense, and they're like preaching to everyone else.
to school children is beyond me, and I'd pull my kids out of that school in a heartbeat. And now we have yet another school, this time in Canada, that's promoting this poisonous propaganda.
K to 3, you got the basics, bigender, cisgender, demigender. What the fuck is that?
I've never heard of that.
Androgender.
Never heard of that.
Fluid, horgogender.
Never heard of that.
Intersex. Jerks.
Never heard of
What
that.
is that one?
Never
I
heard of
can't
that.
pronounce that.
No. Non-binary.
Off-gender.
Off-gender. Never heard of that.
Pangender. Gender questioning. Gender assignment. Subgender. That's transgender. Well, I don't even know what that one is.
Never heard of that. Never heard of that.
It is just
Never heard of them.
Chinese gender. What the fuck?
And that right there is what your kids are learning at the expense of math and science. The funny thing is, I didn't even see heterosexuality on there. But let's face it, this is just a book designed to confuse young minds, and I think we can all agree it has no place in a kindergarten classroom. And now for our final clip, we have a group of Democrat protesters mourning the passing of a bill that bans trans men from girl bathrooms and DEI in schools.
And that's because we are hurting, and we join our communities and most marginalized communities and vulnerable communities through this process. As we just came out of the Senate floor that passed HB 257 and HB 261, and they're being moved really fast to get to the governor's desk.
Honestly, the only thing we should be mourning here is the loss of common sense, because both bills make complete sense to anyone with a brain. And they can mourn and cry all they want, but as long as people keep pushing back on woke nonsense, we'll see more progress like this. And I, for one, want to congratulate Utah on bringing sanity back. But let's rewind. I hope I'm not the only one who finds it strange that so many folks on the far left seem to lack any common sense. Sure, there's dumb people for every political affiliation, but I typically don't see conservatives denying their own biology, thinking baristas should earn the same salaries as doctors, or let's not forget, mourning the inability for grown men to share bathrooms with women and children. Everyone knows education's important, and as we've seen today, the emphasis has clearly shifted towards teaching about woke values like sexual orientation and different genders' identifications. That's why I wouldn't be surprised if the next generation's IQ drops even further and continues this trend of idiocracy. Now, on that note about our education system, I recently came across some disturbing news. US Vice President Kamala Harris announced that the federal government would be launching a new work-study program that allows students to get paid to register people to vote, be it friends, classmates, family, or strangers on the street. Now, for those who don't know, Gen Z and millennial voters are absolutely a key demographic for the election, and they've been strategically chosen for this program because those two demographics tend to vote more in favour for the Democrat Party. And what they're essentially trying to do is boost their party's votes through paying off those college kids. So if you're like me and don't like to see taxpayer money being used to buy votes from newly indoctrinated, woke college students...
Yeah, that's just like crazy. I don't know, it's got to this point where, like, there's so many people confused about, like, the life and, like, if they're a guy or a girl. It's like, it's really weird. It's like, but there's, like, a wave of people. It's not just, like, a small majority. There's, like, a lot of people now that are young people. Really suddenly have, like, just come from nowhere. So I think with social media and stuff, it's definitely like a wildfire. Like, I think probably there's a good majority of people that aren't trans. They're just like, they're just doing it because they see other people doing it, sort of thing, like a fad. I think with bathrooms, if you're born a guy, go in the guy's bathroom. If you're born a girl, go in the girl's bathroom. That sorts everything out, doesn't it? It doesn't matter if you're trans, wherever you're born, you go into that bathroom. That sorts you out. Like, yeah, I don't know what the next wave of like the new generations are going to be. They're just like when all the woke people have kids, and then they're probably going to bring them up really woke anyway. And probably like trans as well. Even though they're probably just choosing to be trans, like because back in the day, it's like dysphoria. It's like an actual thing, isn't it? And people rarely feel like they're in the wrong body. But now it's just like a fad. They're having kids, and I'm putting it into their head. So in a few generations, they're going to be really strange people, especially like the ones that think that like they're animals and cats and stuff. And why wouldn't anyone think that you're not a cat? So, and these are like meant to be adults as well. It's like really, really strange times. Anyway, I could talk about that like for hours, I think. So that was today's video. Oh, it definitely did trigger me. That's today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, thanks for the company. If you enjoyed today's video, become a subscriber, suggest a video to watch in the comments, and I'll see you there.